Hey guys, it's Core Ross. Today we're 3D printing and assembling an RE-45 from the Titanfall universe. And the files we're using today are from 3D Workbench or Leslie STL. You can find a link in the description below if you want to go download these, and they're completely free. And I'll be printing this today in a mixture of resin and PLA. And the aesthetic I'm going for today is to make this look like it was built in the faraway colonies, that it's not quite a factory made model, that it looks a little bit more rustic. And as such, I'm going to keep the colors from the actual resins themselves. Going to give clear coats in a few different places, and we'll add a little bit of matte black and maybe a tiny bit of chrome as well on a few pieces, but that's going to be it for the painting. And you can see all the parts here. This is an extensive 3D print to do. There's a lot of parts, and it is quite complex to put together, but there's really good instructions that make it very easy, and you can do this with no glue, and then you can also disassemble it if you want to. And we're starting here with one of the smallest parts. We've got two pieces to go together. We've got insert, then another insert, and then a spring as well. And then we actually move from assembling the smallest part to actually putting some of the biggest bits together, and we'll essentially get the kind of skeleton of this started. And this all goes together incredibly well. Leslie's doing an amazing job. Maybe actually too good. There's too many parts now on these models, getting real complex to print them. But when you do, they are sensational. But as you can see, we're starting to bring this all together. There's also thought gone into making things like click and make noises as well, because there's additional springs that don't really need to be there. Now we've got this, we're going to pop this into here, and this is going to then line up with two holes. So we're going to have a kind of rectangle piece, a thin one, that we're not going to install yet, but probably worth just having a little test fit to make sure everything's okay before you do. But that's going to have another internal part, so we're not going to put that in. But this insert can go in and lock this piece together. And then I've also got the extended difficulty here of me doing this in resin for the external parts, because if they do break, they crack, just like glass would. So you have to be very careful, especially with that part. There's two layers of resin that are going to go through before it goes to the inside, and then two layers on the other side. Very easy for it to snap. So a lot of filing, a lot of making sure things were going to fit beforehand, but I did crack a couple of bits as we put this all together. If you're doing this in PLA, you won't have to worry about that at all. You can just go ahead and slap it all together, and it'll be incredibly good. And we've got this small part in the back as well that does have a spring in it, even though it's not functional, it's just there kind of to fidget with, and it's really cool. And then you've got this insert here that does nothing, but just adds detail. And then we're really making progress. So this thing is coming together really well. Like, it's always daunting jumping into one of these projects because there's a lot to it. But once you start putting it together, it is sweet. Now, this is my favorite part, which is the button. These are just cool and well thought out, and they always have this beautiful functionality and fidgetiness at the end of it. Now, again, because this is resin and not PLA, it's meant to clip in together with a kind of dovetail that closes and allows it to come together. That does not happen with the resin. So as you can see there, I'm going to just very carefully glue it in. So I had to do some filing so it would all fit, and then very, very carefully glue it so that I wouldn't actually glue the whole thing stuck. It would have to only be the two white parts connecting with the glue, and then the rest has to be free to move. So certainly was a bit of a worry, but ended up working out. Then we've got this big chunky 3D printed spring that goes up here, and this actually adds sound when you pull that. So I'll have that actual sound later on because it's really nice. Then we've got the front here. We're just going to put this on and start to pull this all together. I should have made the front part there that's in white. I should have made that in PLA because you don't actually see it at the end of the day. The resin stuff is supposed to be all the visual things and internally used in PLA. So should have made the white front part in PLA. Although I guess you can see the back end of it as well. So maybe it works out. But these are all the stuff you figure out once you've actually made it once already. Now, these white side pieces are quite complex. You might have noticed I put them into the back. They've kind of got a wedge they go into, and then you push down the red part to lock them in place, and then you bring this in and slide it down, and this locks this all in. So again, this entire build does not require any glue at all. So it's really quite amazing to put together. And again, you can also disassemble the entire thing too. Now we move on to assembling the top, and this was a little bit of a struggle to be honest because I didn't realize there was just a little bit of support still stuck in there. So once that was removed, this went on pretty damn well. And then we just have simply a little block that goes into the top to lock this all together. And you won't see this in the final piece because it actually has a piece that goes over it. So you don't have to worry about what color or anything that piece is. Now we get to install our rubber band because of course this is rubber band operated, and there's enough room here to get a really thick rubber band, as the more tension, the better. And then these two parts here actually lock together, as there's a little bit sticking up the top. You then rotate it once it's in, and you now have that locked in place. So we're now putting these two halves together. I can't believe we're almost done. This thing looks amazing. And I think the color scheme I've gone for here is working well. I really do like the overall look of this thing. So this is complex to put in, or at least a bit fidgety. You gotta get your band on the front, make sure it's not caught on anything. You then have to make sure it's back at the right level to get the internal black piece to line up. And then you also have to push back the red part so that the other piece that can lock into that is also then free to do so. And then it's very stiff to begin with. When I do these prints now, when I get to this stage, especially when I'm printing with resin, I'll get some toothpaste and actually put it in and then move it back and forward a lot, because the toothpaste will act as an abrasive and it'll help to free it up. And the great thing is you can just wash that away with hot water. And then once it's all dried, add in some oil to help it move. And you should be most of the way there for having it moving freely. And if you do actually do this in PLA, I've just found that you just move it back and forward and the layers of the PLA will actually do the work for you and sand down any friction points. Now we're going to head and assemble in the front, which is two parts. So we're going to slot this all together and make sure it's far enough in. So this line has to be lined up with the internal one there. And then we can go ahead and slap on this front plate. We got two inserts. Only one actually holds it in place. The other one just holds the two front parts in place. And I'm absolutely loving how good this is coming together. Now you'll notice there's actually a gap between those two black pieces. So I thought, you know what, we'll push them together. However, I did go and look at the actual proper final version how it's supposed to look, and there is supposed to be a gap there. And yeah, this is looking great. We got a few tiny bits to do here, then one big bit to assemble, and we'll be pretty good. Now this was a bit I was worried about, because getting this onto here could easily crack the resin. And at this point in the build, I do not want to go messing anything up. And you can see how all these different parts actually interlock together. And then we have a tiny little bit to add on there, which is screws on, and this thing's looking cool. And I do have to say at this point, a good resin printer has absolutely changed how good I can make stuff, because I'm a complete novice. However, the stuff that I'm able to make now looks so good. Like, I almost look slightly professional. And here is the final result. And this thing just looks brilliant. Like, absolutely gorgeous. And everything works. It just, oh, it's so cool. And the color scheme, I think, came out looking really good. And you can see how all of it just works. And have a listen to the clicky clacks. That is nice. I love a satisfying build. And the button here works great. The details, the resin is really pulling this off here. Just looks sensational. And I'm still getting, perfecting my resin prints. There's a couple of things I would have printed in different orientations to get just a little bit better quality. But most of it came out looking stunning. And yeah, extremely happy with this. So I'll leave you now with some actual photos of this. So you can have a good look and let me know what you think. But this came out looking really good. Again, credit to Leslie, who made an incredible 3D model, and it's all free. Link in the description below. But yeah, let me know what you think of this in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.